Hey guys, Magenta is back here today again with another Future Card Buddyfight deck profile. Okay, so with support from HEB04 Buddy All Stars Plus, here comes my Skull Warriors edited Skull Warriors deck. Alright, so here we go. Katana World Skull Warriors deck. So Buddy Monster is size 0 monster, Boy Transformation Yami Kitsune. So 4k power, 1 crit, 1k defense, pay 1 gauge. His skill, Sense Synchronization. When a Skull Warrior monster on your field deals damage to your opponent, you may put that monster from your field into your drop zone. If you do deal damage to your opponent equal to that card size. Sense Synchronization only activates once per turn. Okay, so basically you hit with a size 2 monster, and if the attack hits, you destroy your size 2 monster and you deal damage. You deal 2 damage, but if it's size 1 monster, then you deal 1 damage instead. Alright, so moving on to the size 2s, we run 4 copies of Almighty Dokakusai. Size 2 monster, 7k power, 2 crits, 3k defense. At the end of the turn, destroy this card. Penetrate. So basically just our wall breaker. So in case you are not too sure about Skull Warriors playstyle, basically they are really aggressive. So they have monsters that die after, on the turn that's played actually. So you can compare it to Dark Heroes, but Skull Warriors originated earlier than Dark Heroes, and they have different ways of being consistent. Alright, moving on. Next size 2 we have Outlander Vulcan. When this card enters the field, destroy a size 2 monster opponent's field. Size 2 monster, 3 crits, 5k power. So you can face rush the center with this card. And destroying size 2 monsters is really good because size 2 monsters are usually the better ones. Like you have cards like Star Guardian Jackknife, Damios, yeah, whatever, even 5th Omni Dragonaut Drum, or any drum in fact, except for dual wield of course. So size 2 monster and only size 2, so of course he gets higher stats because he only gets to destroy size 2 monsters, as compared to a similar card, Flash Strike Yamehebi. Alright, Venomous Strike. When this card enters the field, destroy a size 1 or less monster, which means you can destroy size 1 or size 0. However, he only has 2 crit. So that's the main difference between these two. We run 4 copies of the one that destroys size 2s, because size 2s are usually strong, so you want to get rid of them. Alright, moving on to our size 1 monsters. 2 copies of Treachery Jakikarasu. Pay 1 gauge, move. That's it. Move monster to protect your center. Alright, moving on. 2 copies of Undefeatable Setsujishi. This card cannot be called to the center. Next reincarnation. At the end of your turn, you may choose any number of Skull Warrior on your field and put those cards into your gauge. So basically this is one of the boss monsters of the deck. So basically this card does not die. I mean, it's one of the few cards that doesn't die after it attacks or whatever. So there's 2 copies of that. Okay, moving on. 2 copies of Crazed Surging Waves Makaizo. Pay 1 gauge. At the end of the turn, destroy this card. So yeah, 3 crit size 1, really good. I like this card. It's promo. Okay, next we have Blood Knife Kimensai. Size 1 with 4k power, 2 crits penetrate, and it's the same. Destroy when your turn ends. Okay, lastly for the size 1 we run 3 Aftermath Gakaku, size 1 monster with 7k power, so you can break the walls down. Okay, so that's it for the size 1 monsters. At the end of the video, I'll probably be going through like one of the combos you can pull off. Alright, lastly, 4 copies of Buddy Monster, Boy Transformation Yami Kitsune. Basically a boss card, or whatever. I mean, technically it's a size 0. You can't really call it a boss card, but it's one of the key cards that make Skull Warriors pretty good. Okay, so 4 copies. I already went through the effects, so you can read it if you want. Read it again if you want. Alright. Okay, so that's it for all the monsters. Now moving on to the items, we have 4 copies of Fiendish Blade Kui, 100 Demons weapon from the 100 Demons trial deck. Equip cost, pay 1 gauge and pay 1 life. This card can attack even if there's a monster in your center. With Drago Fearless stats. So basically you can run a triple offensive maneuver with size 2, size 2, size 0, size 1. And of course still have item which allows you to attack up to 4 times in a turn. It's really good for aggressive decks. Alright, moving on, we run one of each set spell, Return to the Underworld and Odd Ritual Skull Festival. Basically they're the same. Both set spell, one requires you to pay life and the other requires you to pay gauge. So the one that basically Odd Ritual can call size 2 or less Skull Warriors, and Return to the Underworld can call size 1 or less Skull Warriors. So just one of each. Don't really need as many set spells because we have this card. Right, moving on, we run 4 copies of Demon Way Arakuyo. You may only cast this card if 2 or more Skull Warriors on your field were destroyed this turn. Pay 1 gauge, draw 3 cards. So 1 gauge for 3 cards is really value. And basically if your cards are gonna be destroyed anyway, this is the card. So your consistency spell. So yeah, you do not need to run as many set spells because you have draw power. So you can tap onto your deck more. Alright, moving on. 2 copies of Demon Way Sakura Fubuki. Pay 2 life, nullify the spell cast by your opponent. Basically that's it. So you can do a triple link attack or a quadruple link attack if you have your weapon. And you just nullify the spell cast by your opponent, so the attack goes through. Okay, moving on, 2 copies of Striking with the Back of My Sword. You may only cast this card when you dealt damage to your opponent with a weapon. Counter, deal 2 damage to your opponent. If your opponent's life would become 0 due to this damage, your opponent's life become 1 instead. Alright, so basically use this card to push for extra damage after you hit with your weapon. Yeah, so of course this card cannot be used to finish off your opponent, hence your opponent's life becomes 1 instead. So it's not a finisher card, but it's just used to push for more damage. Okay, moving on, we have 3 copies of Demon Way Noroi Hikagami. Pay 1 gauge, you may only cast this card when your opponent's monster attack a monster in your center. Nullify the attack if it's not a link attack. If the attacking monster is size 2 or less, destroy it. So it works when you call your buddy monster to your center and you have a weapon. When you have a weapon, you would call a monster to your center because the weapon allows you to attack even if you have a monster in your center. So you call a monster to your center. So of course your opponent has to get rid of the monster if he wants to attack you directly, unless it's a Death Ruler deck. That's different. Alright, anyway, so you have to get rid of your monster. So usually you call the size 0 in your monster because this is one of the few cards that does not die immediately. So this card, 1k defense, your opponent probably attacks with a really weak monster or whatever. So therefore you have this card to counter some, basically just to protect your center. Alright, so moving on, we run 4 copies of Demon Way Oborugenbu. Nullify the attack, so it's a Dragon Prudent clone. Yeah. So this card is a promo card, but it was reprinted in another set, which I cannot recall. So simple, just nullify the attack. So also the Battle Aura Circle clone. But whatever. Alright, 4 copies to protect yourself. And lastly, we have 4 copies of Demon Way Keppakugiri. When you may only cast this card when your monster is destroyed. Destroy a monster in your opponent's field. So this card is super amazing because you get to destroy a monster in your opponent's field when your monster is destroyed, because in Skull Warriors your monsters gets destroyed all the time by their own effect. Yeah, so in the end, when your monster gets destroyed, you can destroy monsters on your opponent's field. That's one way of using it. The other way of using this card would be to use it when your monster in the center gets destroyed. So you can use it as a counter spell to destroy another monster. Yeah, something like that. So 4 copies of this, because it's really high value card. Destroying a monster without paying any cost is really value. Alright, so that's it for my deck profile. Let's get on with the actual combos of the deck. So you have a size 0, you have a size 1, and you have a size 2. Okay, let's use the penetrate size 2. So first combo, you have these 3 cards, size 1, size 2, size 0. Okay, and of course you would have your weapon. Hold on. Okay, you would have your weapon as well. So you have 4 cards that can attack. So if you are trying to push for the game end, you go full ham mode. So basically you would go for your spell Nali. Oops, something just struck. Okay, so basically you go for your spell Nali. Okay, so you do a quadruple link attack, link 4 cards to his center. So basically their crits all add up. So if you have penetrate monsters, you shouldn't be using them. So if you are busting a center, then you want your penetrate monsters. Otherwise, you would want your higher crit monsters. So we will replace these 2 cards with some other cards, like these 2. Alright, so both of them has 3 crits. So the crits add up to 9, so you can deal 9 damage to your opponent if you're trying to end off the game. So 9 damage link attack. So if your opponent casts a spell like, say, Green Dragon's Shield, so you use your spell Nali, pay 2 life, and just nullify the Green Dragon Shield, or whatever other shield he might have. So that's the main combo. And of course, if he's not dead, then bad luck to you. Alright, moving on. Another combo would be just the standard attack combo. So you hit with your monster. So if it doesn't hit, then your monsters get destroyed anyway. So you have your first chance with a size 2 hit. So if it attack hits the opponent, you can use Sense Synchronization, destroy this card, or rather put it into the drop zone. And you can deal 2 damage to your opponent. So 3 damage. So it only activates once per turn, so you want to activate it on the size 2 monster. So preferably you want to hit with your size 2 first. Yeah, if he nullifies it, then you can't really do anything about it. But if you hit with a size 1 monster first, so then you would have some sort of dilemma in your head, because if it hits, so you would be like, should I really destroy my size 1? Because I can. Because it only activates once per turn, so you could technically use it on your size 2 if your size 2 hits. So yeah, that's why you should always hit with your size 2 first. And of course, you can use your item and use striking with the back of my sword to deal some extra damage. Yeah, so basically that's it for the deck. Simple, straightforward deck. Pretty like it pretty much. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below, show me some support. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe if you'd like to see more Buddyfight deck profiles, card reviews, stuff like that. So yeah, until the next video, goodbye, take care, see you.